What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video. We're back, and the detailed hypercoaster that we started not too long ago. In the first episode rather, we did a lot of work, and we did pretty much the whole ride and custom supports and a lot of details overall. So today we're just going to be doing a lot of finishing touches. We're going to be working on the queue line and just some other, just some small minor details that aren't going to take us too long, which is why this episode's a lot shorter, because we don't have as much to do. I just didn't have it in me to sit through the entire only one setting because I was originally thinking about doing this entire project in one sitting, and I got very close, but I decided to go ahead and separate it into two parts and just have like a kind of a finishing touch episode, which is what we're doing here today. So and then after this we'll have a cinematic POV video, which will have some nice POV shots and kind of like you've seen on my channel before with a lot of my rides that I have done in some of my parks. So we'll have a nice some nice shots of the ride and just some really cool cinematic nice cinematic video, which will also have the point of view video as well, which I'm sure everyone wants to see, because everyone's always dying for that POV. And then also people are asking for me to put it on the workshop. Don't worry, I will put it on the workshop shortly. You'll probably be on the workshop as soon as I do the cinematic POV video, so look forward to that as well. If you want the blueprint for the ride, I might do the ride and also the park as well. Park file and ride, so you can get like the scenery around it, but I'll also just do the potentially just do the blueprint with the custom supports at least, and as much as I can fit in into the blueprint, because you can only fit so many pieces in to a blueprint. So if I can fit the station in as well, I can, or at least maybe the transfer track as well, but we'll see. Just be aware you will need some, to download it, you're going to have some ThemeMaker's Toolkit items, of course, because I use ThemeMaker's Toolkit custom supports and a lot of different pieces, probably for like some of the scenery objects as well. So, and the station and some of that stuff as well. And then, of course, I use a lot of ThemeMaker's Toolkit. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, so I think the overall project turned out really, really good. I have built B&M Hyper coasters in the past before, but I never really kind of focused on a good project just for a B&M Hyper, and I really wanted to do that for the first time and really just kind of make a really nice detailed B&M Hyper, and this one turned out pretty cool. So we did end up calling it Hyper Raven, which might be a pretty terrible name for the ride, but it's themed to a raven, and I didn't just want to call it the Raven. I wanted to give it something, so it's a hyper coaster, and we'll just call it the Hyper Raven, because why not? And it kind of has some spooky, yeah, I guess Halloween vibes to it. It's not overly themed or anything like that, but I did do a little bit of a theme section in the queue, which you'll see here in a little bit. And I just used these these pieces for these ThemeMaker's Toolkit pieces, letters for the entrance sign here, which turned out pretty nice actually. I actually am pretty happy with how the entrance area kind of looked, because I have the little test seat there, which I don't think is a B&M test seat, but it works fine for the clamshell restraints because it's not exactly the same, but it's close enough. And then I decided to put this little crow on top because it's the closest thing to a raven that I had. So we're just going to use the little crow animatronics, and we also get the ride open to see all the wonderful guests embrace the ride as well, because I did a very simple queue. I was thinking about putting a cover over it, but I decided to just leave it open and just make it look nice and ugly for everyone to queue in line for. And I did a little bit, with the custom fence on the outside, and then we just did some queue line fencing on the inside. But we did do that little queue section, or the little theme section here, as you're about to see, right here. I wanted to put a little the one little themed spot, and I went with like I was like, you know what? There's a little stagecoach and we'll put a little crow, which is supposed to be a raven, on it, and I'll put a skeleton on top of the stagecoach, because why not? And since there is a stagecoach here, I decided to put some horses as well here, and yeah, and just some rocks, and boom, theming. There you go. Theming for the ride. I also thought it was a good idea to maybe put in a door on the transfer track building, or the storage building, so there was a way to get on the inside of that, because there wasn't anything there before. So I thought that was a good idea, and then I went ahead and said, let's go ahead and turn off all the staff features and all the ride breakdowns and stuff, so the ride doesn't break down, because we don't want the ride breaking down at all. So I didn't actually realize that was much of a setting in Sandbox, but I guess it is. And then I just plopped down a really ugly looking Chief Beef stand just to get some more gas flowing in through here. And I was like, you know what, Raven, let's do a sort of castle kind of themed Chief Beef, because why not? You know, it would look great. At least that's what I thought in my head. I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into this building. It's kind of like it's more like a stand than an actual food building, you know. It's actually more like just a little food stand is how I would describe it, I think, more than anything else. But then I just decided to put some path covers there, call it good, and then you have a nice little Chief Beef in that corner there, because why not? And then I thought it'd be really cool to put in some lighting effects for at night, so we did do a little lift hill light system here, where we did some lift lights, and I decided to make those a nice bright vibrant purple for at night, and they looked pretty good, so I went ahead and built all of those. And I think this is some of the best support work I've ever done on a B&M. Also, I think the lift turned out really good. I am actually really happy with how the lift turned out overall, and it looks fantastic. Sorry if that was loud. I just bumped my microphone. I know my mic is very sensitive when I touch it, and it makes like really loud bumps noises. Like for me, it was nothing, but like I know for you guys, it was probably a big old thunk, because that always happens. But anyways, getting off subject, I did want to do a little bit with the environment. After just seeing it right here, I was like looking at the background, I was like, I don't want too much of a green background. So I decided that I am going to go ahead and surround most of the ride by water. It's an easy way to fill in the area, I think, and just a very easy way to fill it in without having to do like millions of trees. But as soon as I did it, my frame rate did go down quite a bit. So I guess water does actually affect, it does seem to affect the frame rate quite a bit. Either that or my game's just kind of being whatever. Because sometimes it does randomly have some times where it just runs very awfully. Because, I mean, my frame rate's been running really good on this so far. Which I wouldn't expect it not to, you know, because it's just one ride. But after I put in that water, yeah, my frame rate kind of dropped a little bit. So I guess having a lot of water and reflections, I guess, is probably pretty heavy on the GPU, maybe on the CPU as well, but it's all good. I think we'll give it a good backdrop. It doesn't matter because we're going to be using Cheat Engine to get our frame rate back up for the cinematic shots and POV as well. Because that's the only thing I use Cheat Engine for, is for Planet Coaster cinematic videos and stuff like that, because obviously I want higher frame rates, and that's a good way to do it. So, but we also use Reshade, which also makes everything look really, really nice for cinematics as well. So I wanted to go in and just have some sort of 3D grass kind of around the area as well. So I went ahead and expanded upon that, because we did start it in the first episode a little bit, but I wanted to expand upon it just a little bit. But I'm not doing too much for the environment a little bit. You know, I just wanted to give it a little bit of flavor on the outside, so the environment's not too dead, you know. And I did want to do some lighting right here, but I just kind of wanted to keep it to the lift hill, and I decided to add some lift lights on just underneath the track to kind of light it up a little bit and make the that way you have a nice good dark ride. section, and light up the station just a little bit as well, because it's pretty dark in there. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this hypercoaster. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you want to see more of this in the future. But have a great day, guys, and even cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next project or whatever it may be. Thanks, and goodbye.